department, we're excited to announce the latest version of Cumulus Retail. Version 2.7.0 is now available. Version 2.7.0 includes some exciting new features, such as optional add-ons, such as contract pricing, which is really important to hardware stores, paint shops, also sporting goods and team sales. Additional add-ons are now available, such as case packs, kits, and packages, all of which is really important to pet shops and also liquor stores as well as sporting goods. We have a new integration to Twilio for text message marketing. And currently the text message marketing is based on triggers within our software. So things like loyalty rewards and also notifications based on our range software and also our work orders module. In future versions, we're going to be enhancing the text message capabilities and allowing promotional text message marketing, as well as internal messages for things like store transfers and also loss prevention. Cumulus 2.7.0 now offers an optional integration to Ship Engine. Now, Ship Engine offers the same functionality as ShipStation, except it's integrated within our Celerant user interface. So there's no need to bounce back and forth between multiple systems. Ship Engine offers our retailers integrated shipping with over 40 carriers. So we still offer, of course, our UPS, FedEx, and USPS, but now we have shippers such as DHL and Amazon Prime. Ship Engine also helps our retailers better choose which carrier to select based on shipping rates and delivery times. For the hobby shops, we have a new integration to Emery distributors, where you can import the product catalog directly within the Cumulus point of sale, and you can also automate purchasing based on min-max levels within our software. For the sporting goods industry, we have a new online marketplace integration with Everest. And shortly after we released version 2.7.0 for Cumulus, we also released Cumulus 2.7.1, which was a smaller version which includes two exciting new features. First is a newly redesigned range software for our hunt camp fish retailers. Second is a new integration to Rezo Systems, which is a third-party rental software. And this integration is specific for ski shops. If you're interested in adding on any of these optional features, please reach out to your sales rep. So today we're going to take a look at some of the exciting new features that are within Cumulus Retail 2.7.0.
We will begin with the point of sale and the modified process of closing a layaway or special order that has a serialized item on it, but no serial number assigned. For example, let's say a customer created a layaway and made a partial payment. The customer then returns to the point of sale to make the final payment and pick up the serialized item. You'll begin the process by entering in the customer. Go under transaction type and perform an install. Select the layaway that the customer is making a payment on and picking up. This will return the item to the point of sale. Again, no serial number has been assigned to the serialized item, so once I click on Pay, it'll take me to the Pay screen. I can go through the process of selecting the tender, entering in the amount that they're making payment on, and finishing the sale. The system will still prompt you at this point if the customer is picking up the merchandise, and this will close the layaway if you click on Yes. We click on Yes. Again, because no serial number was assigned, that's when you're going to be prompted with this new Choose a Serial Number prompt, and allows you to select from a list of serial numbers that are currently available in the store you're logged in under. If you don't see the serial number that you physically have in hand, you can click on Cancel. That will say complete the transaction, including taking the payment, but it will not close the layaway or special order, so that you can then take the proper actions to resolve the issue. If you do see the serial number that the customer is taking, you can select that, click OK. If you have green receipt turned on, you can either print, email, or both, and that will close the layaway transaction. Next, we're going to talk about the new contract pricing, which is an optional add-on for Cumulus retailers. The contract pricing is geared for customers that have special pricing and that need to reference specific contracts or jobs when they're making a purchase. The first step is going to be to set up any type of special pricing the customer gets. To do that, you go under Promotions and Markdowns, and you can use the customer pricing. You can see here I have a couple of different customer pricing options set up already. I can go through, I can create a new one or edit the existing one. And this uses the advanced filtering concept where you're able to set up for a specific department or brand, different types, whether it be a % off, $1 off, new price, so on and so forth. So this is how you would go through the process of creating the special pricing that you might get on a specific contract. Once you have the customer pricing defined, then you can go back to the customer records. So if we go under customers, we can bring up the customer that you're working with, edit that customer, click on action, and you can click on customer contracts. At this point, I don't have any contract set up, but I can click on add contract. This allows me to enter in the contract name. So I could call this job 1, customer pricing. That's where I can select the customer pricing that I want to assign to this. Special pricing expires. So the purpose for this is that if you're working with a customer and you agree to this special pricing for a specific period of time, let's say until the end of August, we're going to give you the special pricing. You can set that up here and mark it as active. What this does is that this customer, when they select the job or the contract from the point of sale, they'll get the customer pricing up until, in this case, August 31st. And then after that, the customer pricing is no longer valid. You can still, as long as it's active, you can still select the contract, so you can still record sales under that, but it's just not going to be available for the customer pricing. Additionally, you have the ability to set up a contract comments, which is for internal purposes. So once you have the contract set up, click on Save. Again, you can have multiple contracts, so we can go back under Action, Customer Contracts. I could create another one if I had one. I can edit or remove a contract. And I can just go ahead and save the customer. So at this point, I can go back to the point of sale. So now when I go into the point of sale and I enter in that customer that has the contract, I'm now prompted for that contract. And then if I have multiple ones, I can select which one the sale should be under. Now, only one contract can be applied to a single receipt. So once you have that, you can either select the contract and click on Select Contract, or you can click on Cancel, and that will not assign the contract to the sale and not give any type of special pricing. So we can go ahead and select the contract. So at this point, the customer's entered in on the sale, the contract's assigned to the receipt, and then I can go through the process of entering in the item. And you'll see here that this discounted item has a special pricing due to the contract. Next, I'll go through the process of paying. Select the tender amount, pay, and finish the sale. Once the receipt is finished, I can go back to the back office, under sales tracking, under receipts, and you have the menu option for customer contract that I can filter by, or I can use pay ranges in that. And I have the customer contract column available in the receipts list. Another way of defining a customer contract is by starting with a quote. So the process here is that a customer comes in and says that I have a job that I'm going to be working on, or a program that I'm offering, in which case you're working out special pricing for that customer in that particular job. So from there, you would enter in the customer. You can go through the process of doing a new quote. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and recall the quote. You can see here, we'll edit the quote. You can see here that I have a number of different items with the special pricing in that. So I will go ahead and save this quote. We'll print it. So I've worked with the customer. We've defined the special pricing on the items within the quote. So at this point, next I can go back to the back office under sale tracking, go under quotes, bring up the quote that I just created, select the quote, go under action, and then I can click on create customer contract. This allows me to set up a name. I still have the ability to define the special pricing expires, so maybe this one's good until September, and I still have the internal contract comments. Go ahead and save that. At that point, I've just flipped the quote into a contract that has special pricing applied. So if I jump back to the customer menu option, edit the customer, go under action, customer contracts, you can see here I now have the first one I created as well as the second one I created from a quote that gives you the quote number as a reference for the customer pricing. So when I go back to the point of sale and bring up that customer, I now have the ability to select either contract. Next, we're going to talk about packages, which is an optional add-on for Cumulus retailers. This allows you to create a product that you sell at the point of sale, which will then prompt you to select from different groups of items within that package. The first step is that you'll create a new product for the package item itself. You'll go through the normal process of using products and using the new option to create the product. The second step is to create the actual packages. That will be found under Product Management under Packages. From here, you can click on New, or you can search for any package that you might have and edit it accordingly. I have one started already, in which case I have the first step is going to be selecting the package item that I created initially. And then you have the various groups. And if you scroll down, so each group has specific items. You can go through and look at the different groups and the different items. So let's say I need to add another group. So I'm going to go ahead and this is a package for soccer. So I'm going to go ahead and add in the group, and you notice here that the bottom section, there's no items. So next step is going to be to add the items. So if I go through and see, I can select multiple items and add those to this group. So now I have different items for different groups within this package. So I'll go ahead and save this. So now that the package is created, we can go back to the point of sale and we're able to sell that package. So when you go through the process, you're now prompted to select from the different groups. So I can say it's what I need for shin guards, for shorts, shoes, and a ball. And you'll notice looking at the point of sale, you have the package item that has the desired price that you set up for that package, as well as all the individual units. And you can go through the process of clicking on pay, select the tender, enter in the payment, and finish the sale. From here, you're then able to print, email, or both. Next, we're going to talk about the case pack functionality. This is an optional add-on for Cumulus retailers. We'll begin by going under the back office. The purpose of case packs is it allows you to create one individual item or product that can be tracked and sold by different units of measure. So you could sell it by the each, you could sell it by a 6-pack, you could sell it by a dozen. You can also order it by the dozen. The benefit is that you're only using one product to manage on hand and replenishment, whether it be store or from the vendor. In order to utilize the product case packs, you'll begin by going under the product management, under setup, under case types. So if we look at the case types, this allows you to enter in the unit of measure. So for example, we have a 12-pack or 24, 50 count, 6-pack case, or even a dozen. You can create new ones as needed, or you can edit the existing ones. You can see here we have the case type name, which is more of a longer name. You have a case code, which is used as a short code for purchase orders, transfers, and then you have the case quantity, which is the multiplier. Once you have the case types created, you would then go under Product Management, Setup, and create the case templates. So the case templates are what you're using to group those types together for different types of products. So in this case, my example, I have baseballs could be a product, beverages could be a product group. So essentially what we're doing is, if we look here, we can define the template name. And baseballs, maybe they only come in cases or dozens. However, if I look at the beverages could come in 12 packs, 24 packs, 6 packs. So it varies from the different types of products that you might sell. So at this point, you can create a new one, edit existing ones if they add a new different type of unit of measure, and select off what it is that is included in that template. Once the template's defined, that's when you'll go through and assign it to an actual product. So if we go under products, bring up the product here. So in this case, we have baseballs. So if I go and edit that product, scroll down, I can go under quantity breaks. And this is where I have the case template. So the first step is going to be selecting the template that I want to use. That's going to determine what's available under the default order case, default transfer case, and default case for sale. So the default order case is going to be used for purchasing from a vendor. The default transfer case is going to be used for interstore transfers, and then the default case for sale is going to be used for the point of sale. Additionally, you have the option to pick case at POS on any scan. So if we use the modify cases, it's going to open up a screen that has the list of case types that you have within the template. From here, I'm able to go through and put in a UPC if I want. So I can say, maybe that's my UPC for the dozen and for the case. I also have the ability to set the price as well as the cost. So maybe the price is $55 for a dozen. Once you have the modify cases set up, again, the pick case at POS on any scan, what that means is that at the point of sale, when you scan, whether it be the individual unit or the case item, the case UPC, it'll still prompt you at the point of sale to select one. Once we have the product set up, we click on Save, and now we can return to the point of sale so that when we sell the item, it's going to prompt for what unit of measure you want to use. We can sell it by the each, we can sell it by the case, we can sell it by the dozen. So if I select dozen, click OK, and now you can see here it has a quantity of 12, gives me my pricing, and then I can go through the process of completing the sale. Finish the transaction, we will print the receipt, and now the inventory has been relieved by a quantity of 12. Additionally, this ties into the purchase orders and interstore transfers. So if I go under, let's say, vendor management, under purchase orders, and I'm going to go ahead and create a new purchase order. We'll go ahead and select the vendor. Go down to the item, I can add the item. And you'll notice that we have the unit of measure as the dozen. That's because that was my default. I do have the ability to change the case, so I can select the item, click on Change Case Type. This allows me to order by eaches or by any other unit of measure that I've set up under the case packs. So maybe it's a individual, I just need to do a reorder for one item. I do have that ability if the vendor accepts that, or I can select different case type. If I wanted to order by, say, a case instead of a dozen, I can do that. And then I can just enter in the quantity of, let's say I need 1 case. So in this case, 48 individual units would be ordered. Again, this also applies to interstore transfers as well. Next, we're going to talk about the special order allocation report. You can see here, I created a special order already for this particular item. When the special order gets created, you can go through the vendor management, make POs from customer orders, search for anything that's out there. So at this point, I now have the item selected. I'm going to go ahead and create the purchase order. Select the vendor. And I now have created that purchase order. So if we look here, we can see that the customer is linked to this particular purchase order. And there's the item. We'll go ahead and save this. So next in the process is that the purchase order would be received. So if we go under purchase orders, get today's date, here's the purchase order that we need to receive. So we click on action, receive. At this point, we're going to go ahead and receive everything. So I'll just go ahead and receive all. Scroll up, click on save. And the receiving statement will print, followed by the special order allocation report listed here. This will allow you to see who the customer was, give their phone number, the order date, and the items that you need to pull out. This allows you to either pull it out and set it to the side for the fulfillment team to process and ship to the customer, or if it's a store pickup, you even have the phone number. You can contact the customer, call them up, inform them that their order is ready to be picked up. And then once you're able to also print the tag if you want to, or you can cancel that. Next, we're going to look at the reporting menu option. And you'll notice that there's a new menu option. This is specific for the sportsman industry. And since we are the preferred point of sale for NASGW, simply click here with no login required, and NASGW scope reports will open from within Cumulus back office.
Those are just some of the new features within Cumulus Retail. Visit our client site and download our release notes to read about all the new features now made available. And to schedule your update, please email updates@celerant.com.